Hello. It's midnight 06, midnight 07. That's what my clock says. I wanted to talk about my big reset. That's what I'm calling this, the big reset. I am in this era of hermit mode, super solitude, reprogramming my mind, resetting my nervous system, regulating my nervous system. Like I said, hermit mode. I'm in the house a lot most of the time. I don't have a job. No one's hiring me. I don't really socialize, talk to people outside of my family or online. I decided to let go of a lot of my friendships just because we don't align anymore. It's been 4 months since I intentionally decided I am going to focus on myself and work on myself. And that's not to say I've tried applying for jobs in corporate and in retail, and it's just been rejection and ghosting after each other. I realized I'm not gonna spend all of my time on that. I'm gonna dedicate some of my time to me and what I want for the future, for my future, for what I want in life. I feel like I've always been, for quite a while, in this state of I'm figuring it out, but now, as of this year, as of these past few months, I am figuring it out for me. I'm figuring it out for me, on my terms, the life I want to live, not what I've been conditioned to, conditioned to desire, whether it's by society, educational institutions, media, my parents. I am doing this for me. And right now I'm in this period of, I call it external stagnation, but constant internal transformation. So what this is basically my external reality is the same. It's unchanging. It's stagnant. I'm at home all the time, mainly in my bedroom. If you look at most of my videos on this channel since I started posting, same background, I'm in my bedroom. And like I said, no job. I'm employed by the universe. But constant internal transformation. Like I said, I have been reprogramming my mind, resetting and regulating my nervous system, tapping in with the divine and what my strengths are. I am learning that a lot of my strengths are in the things that we cannot physically see materially, and I am learning what those are, and I am figuring out ways to use my mind creatively to materialize these strengths of mine. I am listening for the downloads. I'm taking note of them. I share them when they come to me. I try to, as soon as possible, to share them when they come to me on here, on TikTok. I am connecting with my inner child. I think my inner teen is calling for me now, and I'm scared. Inner teen, inner preteen. Sometimes to really find ourselves and reconnect with ourselves and who we were before all the voices and the programming, we connect with our inner child. We knew what we wanted, what we were here to do, and then boom, 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 voices, 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 and they try to shrink you and keep you limited and, be a bot in society. And this big reset, what I'm coming to realize and not just accept, but fully own it when I am talking to people. Something that I realize and am fully owning about this big reset, that it's only a fraction of my life. This is not forever. This is just a fraction of my life. I think when you're living through something in the present moment, you're kind of wow, that's a long time. 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a whole year, that's a long time as you're living through it. But when you grow older, you realize the years really do go by. And when you look at it in a broader scope, how old am I? I'm 23. I've been doing this for 4 months. 4 months out of 23. 4 months out of 23 years is approximately 1.449% of my life. I put that into Google search. I didn't check the math. So for a fraction of your life, you can say no to everyone and everything else as you say yes to yourself. Because when you say yes to yourself, that's what it looks like. You saying no to everyone and everything else. Okay, guys, if you take 1 year and let's say you live up to like 70 years old, that is 1.43% of your life you spent doing a reset. This era of external stagnation but constant internal transformation is only a fraction of my life. It is external stagnation but constant internal transformation, knowing yourself on a deeper level and building a very solid self-concept. That is the very opposite of what you are conditioned to do. And I want you to know that if you are in like the same place, you are right on track. You are building something that nobody can take away from you. We're taught the opposite. We are taught to have so much external change and internal, like, we don't even know ourselves because we're just listening to everything. It's like internal, what do we call this? Zombie. Let's call it internal zombie. Just wandering mindlessly, doing what everyone else is doing, going where everyone else is doing because that's what we're taught. Right? Like we are always taught, like we are taught to constantly have a change of environment. Think about when you started school, like in kindergarten, elementary, middle school. You know, we learned reading, writing, basic math so that we can start to interact with the world around us. We learn so we can interact in different environments when the environment changes. Obviously, you know, basic skills of development, very important. Now, think about when you're in high school. A lot of the things that they pushed onto you in high school, at least for me, it was always for the college apps, for the college apps, for the college apps. Do this for the college apps. And then you get to college, or maybe you didn't, because I know everyone didn't go to college. I went to college. In college, it's like kind of the same thing. Whatever you do, they're like putting these things on you for your resume, for your future job, for your future employer, for your resume, for your portfolio. And then the job you get, if you end up working for someone out of college, it's like, and you know, I guess it depends on the job, but usually it goes by projects. Project by project, patient by patient, client by client. It's like, if it's not a new setting, it's a new face. And in these jobs, we trade performance for paper. And performance is made up of your think, your time, your energy. And those things are all part of your personal power, your autonomy. You're trading your energy, your think, for paper. And they overwork you so much until the point of burnout. Not even everyone gets to experience this, but when you're burnt out enough, you go take some time off, go on vacation. Another change of scenery. And a lot of people's vacations aren't even relaxation. And you know, I guess and obviously it depends on what a vacation is to you, what you like to do. You know, like some people, they just want to relax at the hotel, at the resort, at the beach. Other people, they want to see the whole city, they want to see the whole island. You know, walking while you're walking all day from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. This constant change of scenery, and then your vacation ends, you go back to work. Another change of scenery. environment. It's always these external changes. External changes at the cost of your relationship with yourself. If you're watching this, I assume that you know yourself or you are working on that relationship. Most people around us don't know who they are. They're just doing things mindlessly because that's what we've been taught. And when you're in an opposite position, it feels very uncomfortable, like you're out of place, like you're doing something wrong. And you know, it's not even like just a vacation is a change of scenery outside of work. Even like if you don't work on weekends, it's like, oh, weekends here, where am I gonna go? Another change of scenery. Some people rest. Some people, you know, they're like, we gotta go out. We gotta reclaim our time. We are taught to have these constant changes of scenery, of environment, external changes, plus, you know, performance for paper, performance for materials. But the thing is, materials can be taken away from you at any time. Everything physical that is yours can be taken away from you. You can lose it. Whatever way. Maybe there's other people involved, or maybe it's a natural disaster. You can lose everything. When you have built such a solid foundation with yourself and regulated your nervous system, all your external things have been taken away from you for some reason, in some way, but you have that solid internal foundation, you have it all. When you have your solid internal foundation and your think, you have it all. If you're not where you want to be in life, you can't afford to not think. You can't not think for yourself. If you're like at a job where you're trading your performance for paper, remember your performance is your time, your energy, your think. For paper, you're trading your time, your energy, your think for these projects, assignments, these tasks that you don't care about, and they make someone else's pockets fatter, to the point where you get stressed and burnt out, and over time that stress can manifest into a physical illness, disease. You can't afford to, I want to turn my brain off, I don't want to think anymore. You can't do that. If you are not where you are in life, you can't shut your brain off. These jobs siphon your energy. And when you say, I don't want to think, I want to turn my brain off, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. If you have a busy schedule, you need to carve time for yourself, to work on yourself, to deprogram, to reset and reinvent. And everyone has their own ways of reprogramming, quantum leaping. For me, it's not pretty. It's ugly. You know, shadow work is not pretty. It's not fun. But when you make it out the other side, you'll be a different person. It's also something you can't do or undo overnight. If you're trying to reprogram decades of, conditioning, you can't expect to do it overnight. You can't outthink your way into another life. If you have emotions stuck in your body, you're going to have to work through that. That's part of, regulating your nervous system. If your body and even the generations in your family have been very used to and accustomed to survival and scarcity and fear. You can't just outthink your way into abundance and love and rainbows. If it's stuck in your body, you can't outthink your way into another life. You're gonna have to work with your body and getting those out of your, feeling those and getting those, releasing those emotions from your body. That's what I'm working through right now. Literally, it was a recent breakthrough for me. I'm like, oh, I can't like outthink my way and affirmations my way into, you know, something else. Like I have to, there are emotions trapped in my body, so I have to work through that. A fraction of your life, dedicate a fraction of your life to do a reset. And you can have multiple resets throughout your life, and you know what they're still gonna be? A fraction of your life. A fraction of your life. No to going out, no to phone calls, no to impulsive spending, no, I don't want to go out, I don't want to meet up, I don't want to catch up, I don't want to FaceTime. Like I said, when you say yes to yourself, it's going to look like saying no to everything that's not yourself. It feels like the long middle. I think it is the long middle. I'm in that middle area, the in-between, where nothing's really happening, but I know there's things in the background going on for me to prepare me for change. When things feel stagnant, there are things happening in the background for us. Your think and your solid internal foundation, no one can take that away from you. Reality reflects your thoughts. We experience things how we perceive them. If you're thinking about doing a reprogramming, a big reset, do it. If you're in the same era doing a big reset and it feels like things aren't changing, or should I go back to this way? Should I go back to those people? No, don't do it. You didn't come this far to do that. You didn't come this far to go backwards. What's the saying? Don't look back. You're not going that way. But really, a few months out of your entire life is just a fraction of your life.